Okay, let's talk about iron. We hear about it all the time, right? But this little mineral is way more complex than just, eat your spinach. What you eat is only half the story. The real secret is how your body actually absorbs it. So let's dive in and really get a handle on the science of what's on your plate.
You know that feeling, that deep, dragging fatigue that even a giant cup of coffee can't fix? Or maybe you're having a hard time focusing, or your hands and feet just feel like blocks of ice all the time. Well, that's not just a random off day. Those can be classic signs your body is pretty much crying out for more iron.
And if any of that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. This is not some small niche problem. That feeling of being totally wiped out, it's shared by a staggering number of people across the globe. We're talking more than 1.6 billion people who are dealing with dietary iron deficiency.
I mean, the scale of this is just massive. And it's not just us saying it. The World Health Organization considers iron deficiency one of the most widespread nutritional problems in the entire world. It hits everyone, from little kids to women of childbearing age and way beyond.
So, today we're going to take a journey into the world of iron. First up, we'll talk about why it's so critical for your health. Then, we'll get into the two very different types of iron you can eat. After that, we'll play the absorption game. This is the fun part. We'll also look at how our needs change as we get older. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with a simple plan for getting that balance just right. All right, let's start with the absolute basics. You can think of iron as this quiet workhorse inside your body. It's a total unsung hero, and its job goes way beyond just helping you stay awake. Think of iron as your body's personal oxygen delivery service. It's the star player in hemoglobin. That's the protein in your red blood cells that grabs oxygen from your lungs and chauffeurs it to every single cell in your body. It also helps stash some oxygen in your muscles for later. Bottom line, no iron, no oxygen delivery, no energy. It's that simple.
And when that delivery service starts to slow down, oh, you feel it. That's when you get that deep fatigue we were talking about. Maybe your skin looks a little pale, you get out of breath easily, your hands and feet are always cold, and you've got that frustrating brain fog. Do any of those hit a little too close to home?
Okay, now this is where things get really interesting, because not all iron is created equal, not even close. You have to think of it like getting into a concert. Some iron has a VIP backstage pass and waltzes right in, while other iron has to wait in that huge, long general admission line. Let's meet our two types. So first up is heme iron. This is your VIP. It comes from animal sources. Think meat, chicken, and fish. Your body just loves this stuff. It absorbs it like a champ, sometimes as high as 35%. Then you have non-heme iron. This is your general admission ticket. It's found in all the plant foods, like beans, lentils, and spinach. And it's still super valuable, don't get me wrong, but your body has a much harder time absorbing it. We're talking as little as 2% sometimes. But here is the really cool part. You can totally play the system. You can give that non-heme iron a little boost to help it jump the line. It's all about making smart food pairings, and this is where you can seriously take control of your iron levels.
So, you want to hack the system? Your #1 tool is vitamin C. Seriously. Adding bell peppers to your bean salad or squeezing some lemon over spinach can boost absorption like crazy. Another amazing trick is the MFP factor. That stands for meat, fish, and poultry. Just adding a little bit of these to a plant-based meal can make you absorb that non-heme iron 2 to 3 times better. And finally, things like vitamin A and beta-carotene, found in carrots and kale, also help your body get to the iron it has stored.
Now, for the other side of the coin, the stuff that gets in the way. There are these compounds called phytates. They're in whole grains and beans, and they can actually latch onto iron and stop you from absorbing it. Calcium is another one. It competes with iron. That's why taking an iron pill with a big glass of milk isn't a great idea. And here's the big one for many of us. The polyphenols or tannins in coffee and tea can seriously block iron absorption. The big takeaway? Drink your coffee or tea between your meals, not with them.
Oh, and here is a fantastic little life hack for you. It's so simple. Studies show that cooking your food, especially something acidic like tomato sauce, in a cast iron skillet can actually transfer small amounts of iron right into your meal. I mean, how easy is that?
Now, something that is so important to remember is that our iron needs are not a one-size-fits-all deal. They are constantly changing. What's right for a teenager is totally different from what's right for a woman who's past menopause.
So just take pregnancy, for example. This is one of the most iron-demanding times in a person's life. A woman's blood volume expands massively, and she's literally building an entire circulatory system for a new baby. So you can see here the recommended daily amount just skyrockets to 27 milligrams a day to support that incredible process. And this table gives us a pretty good idea of where you can find that iron. So you see how a serving of lean beef packs a big punch of that super absorbable heme iron. But then, look at the lentils. They're right up there with a really solid amount of non-heme iron. And this just shows you why it's so important to know that trick about pairing those lentils with some vitamin C to get the most bang for your buck. Okay, now let's fast forward a bit. After menopause, the whole game changes, completely. For decades, many women lose iron every single month. But once that stops, the body keeps on absorbing iron, but the main exit ramp is now closed. This can actually lead to the exact opposite problem, iron overload.
And this is why it is so important to know the signs of iron overload. Now here's the tricky part. Some of the symptoms can look surprisingly similar to deficiency, like that debilitating fatigue. But you might also notice some new joint pain, especially in your hands, or even changes to your skin color. It's a really crucial shift in health that often gets overlooked.
So we've gone through the good guys and the bad guys, the boosters and the blockers. Now let's just pull this all together into a simple, straightforward action plan to help you get your iron balance exactly where it needs to be.
All right, here's your game plan. It's pretty simple. First, aim for a wide variety of iron-rich foods, mixing both animal and plant sources if that fits your diet. Second, always pair your plant-based iron with a vitamin C buddy. Third, try to have your coffee and tea breaks between your meals. And finally, and this is probably the most important one, know where you are in life. Your needs change. Talking to a doctor or a registered dietitian is always the absolute best way to know what's right for you.
So next time you sit down for a meal, just take a quick look at your plate. Think about the combinations on there. Are you helping your body absorb iron, or are you accidentally getting in its way? You now have the science to make every single bite count. So the real question is your plate optimized for iron?